Hello, everybody. Doing a little last minute thing today. Gonna talk about some things. I'll pour this beer right now. I almost have no beer. Free Will and Harley's Haven. Go away. Hops are Sabro, Citra, Simcoe, HBC 472. 5.5%. Smell the Sabro. Sabro. Sabro? Sabro? Sabro. Sabro hops. Ooh. There's like a peachy tangerine something. All right. Let's see. It's not. This is all fictional. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let me look at the thing that I was what the Mamdani in New York Times says he will keep NYPD staffed at 35,000 officers, and the budget he will cut is suspense. The Department of Education. You truly can't make this shit up. Yeah. Sorry. Getting distracted. I'm tired today. Little looking. All right. Do. Things keep popping up while I'm trying to look for the thing I was looking for. Keep getting distracted. I'll just read a few things that pop up while I'm looking for the thing I'm looking for. Yeah,
Sorry, what are you doing?
I'm doing a live stream.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That was Katie.
Can you listen in?
No.
Okay.
Starbucks just announced a $1 billion restructuring and will close 59 unionized stores, nearly 10% of union locations. It includes the Roastery in Seattle, one of its busiest shops. CEO Brian Niccol made $100 million in 4 months last year. A statement from Starbucks Workers United says, in part, fixing what's broken at Starbucks isn't possible without centering the people who engage with the company's customers day in and day out. Starbucks is talking a big game about cost cutting, but at the same time paid Brian Niccol $98 million last year and spent over $80 million on a glitzy managers only conference in Las Vegas this June. Oh, I guess he made that 98 million in 4 months because I think he came in at the end of last year. So they paid him the 98 million for 4 months. But I guess he makes 90 or I don't know, whatever. All right, let's see. What am I Let me search. How about search? God. All my ads on Instagram are Taylor Swift or Charlie Kirk related, or just generic Jewish people related for some reason. Uh, talking about climate stuff today because I saw a couple things in the last few days. I may have mentioned. Uh, hmm, there's like Sabro gives it like a little bit of like coconutty thing, but with the other hops, there's like citrus and stuff, so it comes off a little like key lime pie. Nice. It's nice. Let's see. Um, what was this thing? Oh, man. Some pages post so much. I'm already, all right, hold on. Case closed. Case closed. 99.9 of scientists agree climate emergency caused by humans. Yeah. Can't remember. Oh, here's one of the things. For those keeping track, and who isn't, the planet is now at day 3 at 1.65 Celsius above the 1850-1900 pre-industrial baseline. While mainstream media sells outrage 24/7 with Kimmel, Tylenol, Putin, Israel, collapse just doesn't make the cut. Do folks care about the end of everything anymore? Well, I think you need to. I don't think. Uh, I think Israel is an important topic in climate because of all of the bombing and stuff, and the amount of CO2 that's being blasted into the air. Shut up. All right. Let's see. Take a breath and, for a second, let yourself feel the weight of living through fascism and climate catastrophe. It didn't have to be this way. These are the people who did it to you. They have names and job titles. You should know what they look like. Timothy Dunn, fascist oil billionaire. Tim Dunn is a right-wing extremist Christian nationalist who has bent Texas politics and now U.S. politics to his will. He was one of Trump's top donors in 2024. Dunn said it would be ideal if we could get rid of this CO2 as a pollutant business. Trump is obeying, even though it will raise energy prices. He knows who pays him. Net worth $2.2 billion. Title: CEO of Crown Quest. Sorry. Vicky Halub. I like how all these people have just like ridiculous names. Climate apocalypse girl boss. Vicky Halub is the first woman to head a major U.S. fossil fuel company, proving that women too can promote fascism and climate collapse for cynical personal enrichment. She acknowledges climate change but opposes climate policy. In 2024, she rallied oil and gas behind Trump's authoritarian ambitions. Net worth $20 million. CEO of Occidental Petroleum. Jim Grech, or Gretsch, Grech. It could be Grech. Corrupt coal baron. I'm going to say Grech. Jim Grech pumped coal bribes into Donald Trump's 2024 campaign because his business can't compete with renewable energy. He needed a strong man in power to force Americans to pay his dirty, expensive, aging coal plants. Trump has returned the favor by forcing old coal plants to stay open and attacking the renewable energy industry. Net worth $25 million. President and CEO of Peabody Energy. Mark Reed, chief propagandist. Mark Reed invents creative new ways for the planet's worst polluters to sanitize their public image. This includes greenwashing campaigns to sell the lie that Shell, BP, and Chevron care about human suffering and life on Earth. Salary $6 to $9 million a year. Ex-CEO of WPP, Big Oil's favorite PR firm. Kim Coopersmith, Big Oil's favorite lawyer. Kim Coopersmith has spent her career fighting for fossil fuel companies' legal right to condemn. Kim Coopersmith has spent her career fighting for fossil fuel companies' legal right to condemn future generations to climate collapse and mass famine. She's made a lot of money. Net worth $20 million. Chairman Emeritus Akin Gump, Big Oil, whatever. Kim Dennis, Big Oil benefactor. Kim Dennis has personally funneled hundreds of millions of dollars into climate denial think tanks and right-wing propaganda efforts. She knows that climate change is real. She pays professional liars to cover it up. Salary $670K a year. Co-founder and president of 2 foundations promoting climate denial. Leroy Raymond, evil incarnate. Exxon knew about climate change by the 1980s, and from 1993 to 2005, Raymond's job was to cover it up. On his watch, Exxon pumped 6 billion tons of CO2 into the atmosphere and funneled 19 million to climate denialism. He knew he was facilitating mass death in climate catastrophe. He didn't care. Net worth $670 million. Ex-CEO of Exxon. Says learn more at climatecriminals.org. Yeah, so I know there's more people than that. And some of those made it seem like it's just Republicans that do climate denial. I mean, Democrats do the like climate change is real, but then they like fund like coal and shit. Wildfire smoke will kill nearly 1.4 million each year by end of century if emissions not curbed. Separate research found at the current rate of global heating, more than 70,000 people will die in the US by 2050. Yeah, people are already dying from climate change. So like a lot of this is just they're just videos of floods. They made the meme. So, guy, ChatGPT, why is my electric bill so high? In response to this, rock. I think that's supposed to be wise. Why? Apostrophe S. Why are electricity prices going up? Give me 3 top reasons. AI is one of them. Let's see. Go back to here. The only minority destroying the country are the billionaires. I want to read more like factual things. I feel like there was something else. In a UN speech today, President Trump said that all of these climate in brackets predictions were wrong. Back in 2019, I led a research effort to digitize old climate model projections and assess how well they did. Turns out they got future warming pretty spot on. And then it has but there isn't another slide to see it bigger. It's a bit too small to, oh, here we go. Using probabilistic analysis, we estimate a 90% likelihood that by 2040, the average global temperature will exceed the Paris Agreement's goal of 1.5 Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and there is a 50% likelihood of it exceeding 2.3 Celsius. This suggests that, as a baseline, all sectors, including households, may want to prepare for the impacts of physical climate risks associated with a 2.3 Celsius world. Yeah, we're apparently already at 1.65. So let me go back to the other thing that I was looking at. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like the I don't know how they figure this stuff out, but this this graph on the thing that I read about the planet is now at day 3 of 1.65 Celsius above the 1850-1900 pre-industrial baseline. It looks like it's not. So 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 it fluctuates, and I'm guessing that, or I'm assuming that what they mean by the 1.5 Celsius baseline, because it does fluctuate. Um, doesn't go that much, or it hasn't gone that much under 1.5 in the last 2 years. 2023, even in 2023, it went above 1.5. But it looks like it was the year most under 1.5 in the last 3 years. So yeah, I guess the 1.5 is, it does not go under the 1.5 line, and it is the new baseline. So people are so fucked up. Contractor calls ice on workers after they finish building the roof to avoid paying them. People are so fucking fucked up. How are we supposed to make the world a better place? More on the Starbucks thing. Starbucks announces closure of hundreds of stores, layoff of 900 workers as company reports sixth straight quarter of decline. An 11-year-old Michigan boy was expelled from school for a year after he took a gun away from a classmate, disarmed and disassembled it. And then it says, if this boy was white, they would have been calling him a fucking hero This is sickening. Yeah. Um, how's everybody doing today? Now I'm getting Jimmy Kimmel ads. It's like, dude, he's a what? A fucking multimillionaire at this point? He'll be fine if he doesn't have a late night show. I mean, it is important to free speech that um um that he got his show back and whatever, but he's not a good person. He's not. I don't find him particularly funny. Or I don't really find late night shows funny at all. So I don't know. It's just me. Jesus Christ. If you think Thailand, this is from Neurochem. I don't know if this is Threads. Neurochem on Threads. If you think Tylenol is bad for children, wait until you find out about Israel. Six ships from Greece joined the 40 ships of the International Global Samud flotilla on their way to Gaza. Uh, that a historic kiss from the Brazilian president on the head of the Colombian president after a statement at the United Nations. Quote, the president of Colombia described Israelis as Nazis and called for the formation of an international army for Asian countries to liberate Palestine and ordered that no ship carrying weapons to Israel be allowed to pass. Um, Let's get some facts straight. Israelis are not Israelites. Ashkenazis are not Semites. Hebrew became a spoken language only 144 years ago, and it's more Yiddish than Aramaic. Yeah, and apparently Hebrew was a language, but it was like Latin. It became a dead language, and it was only used. It was apparently only it's only been used like uh for like some prayers or whatever. So nobody knows quite what Hebrew even sounds like. Like we still know what Latin sounds like, but apparently Hebrew is a long dead language that they brought back. That the Zionists brought back. Um, the Talmud is not the Torah. Yiddish is not Aramaic. The satanic bankers who created the country of Israel in 1948 are imposters. They are not the real Jews and have no ties to historic Palestine. Yeah. Kamala Harris is, or Kamala Harris. I don't remember what her name is. Harris is going on a book tour. Palestinians, Congolese, and Sudanese do not need diplomatic theater or moral posturing. Words are useless. Condemnations are empty. Time has run out. Act now. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a this is a Venn diagram of I don't know if I want to go through all this. So there's like, here, I'll show it to you. There we go. I'll show it to you, and then I'll read all the thingies. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 larger rings, and I'll go from the top and I'll go clockwise. So patriarchy's at the top. Then we have racism next to that, then capitalism, then ecocide, then colonialism. And the overlapping part between patriarchy and racism is toxic masculinity. The overlapping part for racism and capitalism is white supremacy. Capitalism and ecocide is individual over community. Ecocide, colonialism, man destroys nature, and colonialism to patriarchy, misogyny. And then it says Palestine connects everything. Microsoft cuts the Israeli military off its cloud services over mass surveillance of Palestinians. This decision marks a major victory, but Microsoft still provides cyber security services to the apartheid state and remains a key BDS target. Um, Dead child. Breaking. And when I say just like dead child or kid or whatever, I'm not just being like whatever. I'm just like I have no words for this fucking. FBI Director Kash Patel agrees to team up with Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz to push censorship of Americans on social media who share conspiracy theories about Israel. Oh, you mean the facts? Why are you so quiet? What's on your mind? Me. There's genocides going on in Palestine, Congo, Sudan, and the world lacks humanity. Yeah. Everybody acting like nothing fucking matters. Or everything is normal. We're all gonna have to. I'm not saying anything about whatever. I could be doing more, but like we're all gonna have to get real comfortable with being uncomfortable soon, because otherwise we're not going to have anything good. Can't tell if. I mean, my hair's thinning a little bit. But when I sit back here, it looks like I have no hair right there. But I think it's just a reflection off of my silvers. Um, child abuse. It's an ad, and it's a video of a baby in like a little like play pool park thing with other kids playing around. And it says, God said to me, teach those babies about leadership, ownership, and true health. Oh, wait. Oops, I may have. Yeah. It's not as bad as I thought it was, but still using babies for content creation is fucking child abuse. Ex-Gaza hostage Edon Alexander to return to IDF, he announces. Alexander was the last hostage who was held still alive in Gaza who held U.S. citizenship. He was released after 584 days in captivity. He he was he was captured because he was a soldier in Gaza. And because of how international law works, based on what I know and based on what I've listened to and stuff, Um, all since like the West Bank. Well, the West Bank isn't supposed to be occupied territory, but it is, and Gaza Strip um, is occupied territory. So therefore, any and all like basically military shit in those territories is illegal by international law. And like I said, based on what I know, I'm maybe wording it wrong. I don't know, but so no business doing anything there because it's an occupied territory. If it was a sovereign country or whatever, that's a different thing. But because it's occupied by Israel, Israel is supposed to be providing all like the water and electricity and all those things. So someone responding to that said, "Dude," and he's from New Jersey, which fucking dude came all the way from New Jersey to volunteer in the IDF and volunteered to police the Gaza concentration camp on October 7th. As soon as he got captured, Israel and the media turned him into peace-loving innocent teenager. After he was released, he re-volunteered to do genocide. Yeah, fuck that guy. This is a Jimmy Kimmel thing by I Heart Erica, but Hart is H-A-R-T, and Erica is E-R-I-C-K-A, and I believe this is Twitter. I think this is from, and they say, just letting y'all know, Jimmy Kimmel's opening speech included violence is never the answer. These are all quotes. Violence is never the answer. I have friends I don't agree with. And then, or those two were in quotes. And then this is thanking ABC and Disney. So thanking ABC and Disney for bringing him back, I guess. And instruction on how to reactivate your account. If you deactivated your account, do not reactivate it. Crying about Erica Kirk saying she forgives the alleged suspect. White cis men will always fall in line. Yeah. Fuck that guy. Israel spent billions of dollars for decades propagandizing the world. In less than 2 years, regular people helped educate entire generations about Palestinians' right to resistance and liberation, a reminder that the people are more powerful than the people in power. Like that. I'm going to share it. That's not the name. Yeah, I don't drink Starbucks because of anti-union policies. Yeah. Do do do. I never liked Helen Mirren, but apparently she said Israel must exist for eternity because of the Holocaust. Apparently, this is a quote from her. I saw Arabs being thrown out of their houses in Jerusalem, but it was just the extraordinary magical energy of a country just beginning to put its roots in the ground. It was an amazing time to be here. Holy shit, she's a fucking Nazi. Keep your eyes on northern Gaza. The situation there is extremely dangerous. Oh, this is from 2 days ago. Families are being killed without anyone mentioning them, and news is almost non-existent after the targeting of journalists. More than 200,000 families are trapped under gunfire and tanks. Yeah. A rabbi arrested in Florida for meeting a 14-year-old boy, I think that says, for sex. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know, Israel is a safe haven for pedophiles. So, like, you don't, like, I think this is the thing that gets me, and I know not everybody is. I've been trying to lay off like the constant barrage of like knowing what's going on every single second because my mental health is suffering. But I know for the most of the last 2 years, I have been very deep in the shit. And by that, I mean, I have been constantly informing myself, looking into things, looking things up, watching videos, seeing the stuff coming out of Gaza, seeing stuff coming out of the West Bank. And not just that, Congo, Sudan. And I've seen bits and pieces of some of the other genocides going on. And that's right. There's more than 3 going on right now. There's at least 5 by my count. Or no, 6. I don't know if one's a genocide though. But there are 6 groups of people currently experiencing some bad shit. I don't know. I just realized I've been doing these live streams because I felt like I needed to like talk about things, because also I think it helps me a little bit to get, so I'm not like constantly thinking about things and being like, oh, I should post about that or whatever. So even though I'm not the best at this kind of long form kind of doing things, but I just realized that. So I've been doing these things, and at some point I'm pretty much going to be like not drinking. Um, uh, like I think once I have the beer out of the house, um, I'm gonna be pretty much like I'm gonna make a. Oh, hi Clara. I forgot you were in here. I'll make like a fucking old fashioned every once in a while. But I've been using these live stream things as an excuse to just drink a beer or two or however many. And then I just realized it might come off dickish as Claire. Stop it. I I don't think anybody watches these things. It says I have like views on them, but when I'm on here, I might have like one or maybe two viewers for like a couple minutes, maybe. Claire, stop. Come on. Come on. Come on. Or go that way. Stop chewing on the plastic. But yeah. Just had that thought. So yeah. And then I was thinking like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. But let's see. I was going to open one more beer. Actually, I might open this one if I can get it out of the fridge. What time is it? 6:30. I don't think I want to open that right now. I do want to open it, but I do have to work tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. This was my original choice, but whatever. And it's cold, but it's yeah. I'm gonna open this and then let's open some more. Clara, I hear you purring over there. Oh, hi. Come here. There you go. Yeah. Here, you want me to move up a little bit so you can lay back there? Yeah, there you go. This is a free will. Ralpheus. Like, I've been like super wanting like barrel aged imperial stouts recently. Like I like lower ABV stuff, but like for whatever reason, barrel aged imperial stouts are like This is from Dr. Sabrina. I'm not going to Gafar. Hi, Clara. Clara says hi. It is a post from Twitter. It says, "When I say Israel is headed for self-implosion, I don't just mean theoretically. Israel was always going to self-implode because it is designed to if it can't win. The Hannibal Directive deployed on October 7th that killed hundreds of Israelis is just one example of how Israel is designed to kill its own rather than lose power. When the world turns on Israel and it starts to lose the trust of its own people, Israel will turn on its own people. Mark my words." On this day, 1 year ago, an innocent black man was executed. There was no nationwide mass boycotts to save him. His life was not worth as much as Jimmy Kimmel's right to free speech. Yeah, I remember that. This is a video of a Jewish dude in a women's bathroom in Brooklyn. And it says the women's bathroom was promised to him 3,000 years ago. Fucking creeps. Let's see. Yeah. The fact that 40% of cops are domestic abusers and the fact that Derek Chauvin's wife chose the night he was in protective custody to file for divorce are certainly two facts from which one could draw an interesting theory. Yeah. Just like it's a trolley problem meme that says there is no problem. However, you can drone strike this trolley to protect American interests. This was just posted 11 minutes ago, and apparently Trump says he will not allow Israel to annex the West Bank. But I think I saw that they were planning on doing that like a couple weeks ago, maybe. I don't know. All right, I've been doing this for an hour, so I'm gonna get off in a moment. I found out my general checkup doctor used AI to read my EKG and sent me to the cardiologist because the AI said I had a heart attack. And the cardiologist was like, "Why on earth are you here?" And so basically, I thought I was dying for a month for no reason. Thank you, AI. Abolish ICE. I'm just saying that based on things I'm seeing. Clara's laying on my leg. Amazing how Antifa, yeah, I guess it would be Antifa. I like how Antifa sounds more, but the fact that Antifa is anti-fascist, Antifa, Antifa. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So amazing how Antifa isn't actually an organization, but still designated as a terror group, while the KKK is an actual white supremacist Christian terrorist organization that has mass murdered thousands of black people and some white allies for 160 years and is still not labeled a terror group. Yeah, it's funny how that. Um, Paramore removed their music catalog from streaming platforms in Israel. Well, I hope they remove their shit from Spotify because I wanted to get a good one to end this on, but oh god. An injured girl received stitches in her forehead without anesthesia and was since recovered and has since recovered after her home in the Shati refuge camp west of Gaza City was targeted. Germany paid over 89 billion in reparations to Holocaust survivors. The United States paid 1.6 billion to Japanese Americans interned during World War II. Black Americans have received $0 for 246 years of slavery. Or let me go back to that. Here, here. Let's see. Yeah, this is from yesterday. Well, I don't know when the article is from, but the post was from yesterday. And then I'm gonna get off of here. World oceans fail key health check as acidity crosses critical threshold for marine life. Scientists call for a renewed global effort to curb fossil fuels as 7 of 9 planetary boundaries now transgressed. The world's oceans have failed a key planetary health check for the first time, primarily due to the burning of fossil fuels. Ocean acidity has crossed a critical threshold for marine life, making it the 7th of 9 planetary boundaries already transgressed. Scientists warn this ticking time bomb threatens entire ecosystems while record-breaking ocean heat and mass coral bleaching unfold. Since the industrial era, ocean surface pH has dropped by about 0.1 units, a 30 to 40% increase in acidity. This pushes ecosystems beyond safe limits and endangers cold water corals, tropical reefs, and Arctic species. Carbon dioxide from burning coal, oil, and gas dissolves in seawater to form carbonic acid, reducing calcium carbonate that organisms need to build shells, skeletons, and reefs. Oysters, mollusks, and clams are affected directly, while salmon, whales, and other species higher in the food web suffer indirectly. Food security and coastal economies are at risk. The report warns that weakened seas could lose their role as a buffer against planetary heating and their ability to remove up to 30% of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Levka Caesar of the Planetary Boundaries Science Lab, I don't know if I'm pronouncing their name right, admitted that while she tries to remain detached, when I allow myself to connect to it emotionally, then I am afraid. This really scares me, end quote. She compared the oceans to a patient ignoring medical advice. Quote, now it is really time to consider something, end quote. The assessment also notes that collective action has worked before. International cooperation under the Montreal Protocol and shipping regulation helped heal the ozone layer and reduce aerosols. Johann Rockstrom, director of the Potsdam Institute, stressed that quote, we are witnessing widespread decline in the health of our planet, but this is not an inevitable outcome. Even if the diagnosis is dire, the window of cure is still open. Failure is not inevitable. Failure is a choice that must and can be avoided, end quote. And then there's a reference. Watts J. World's. That was the article in The Guardian. All right. So, if you're watching this, something to think about. We can do more. We gotta do something. Hold on, let me do a little. So this is the 2-year triple barrel Maker's Mark Willet Laird's. Imperial Stout aged for 2 years in Maker's Mark Willet Sour Mash and Laird's bourbon barrels. I really like the finish on this. It's ashy. It's like really ashy. It reminds me of like I don't know. I don't know what the specific thing is. It's a food of some sort, and you burn it, and it's burnt, and you eat it, and it tastes good. All right. Tasting notes are red velvet cake, clove, and buckwheat honey. I get the red velvet cake. The honey I get. Clove. I get the clove as well. This one's good. I like this. Especially the finish. I actually like the finish more than I like the beer itself. But all right. I'm out. I have to eat dinner. And yeah. And let Claire sleep on the chair. Because she likes sleeping in here. After I'm gone. So Free Palestine, Congo, Sudan. We are not free until everyone is free. Until I always forget how to like. I feel like or maybe it just sounds cooler, like not saying it out loud. Just like again, I don't know, whatever. But yeah. I might not have time to do any of these next week, so I'll probably try to do one over the weekend. Today's Thursday, so I'll probably try to do one Saturday, and then yeah, I'm gonna be busy after that. So never. Wish I had something cool to say, like never rest, never surrender. whatever. Stupid. I don't know. If you're watching this, give me some ideas for a cool outro. I'm just being ridiculous now. All right. Free Palestine. Peace.